Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So I'm back again today to do a quick video. By the way, check out my Zoom video. We're starting Zoom on next Friday on April 8th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm here in Texas if that helps you. So my message today is just to keep you guys motivated in your fight. I know it can seem like an uphill battle and you want to give up. And some of you have, and I don't blame you. But when you're dealing with a narcissistic in-law, you're not alone in the fight. You're not going crazy, and there's no reason that you should feel shame in not wanting a relationship with them. The good thing about life is you get to choose who is in your life. Nobody can force you to be in a relationship with somebody that is toxic. And I know along the way, it can feel like you're being forced into this relationship with your narcissist because of your spouse. But the truth is, nobody, once you wake up, you realize nobody can force you into a relationship that you don't want. And I think what's really maddening is, why is your husband or wife forcing you into a relationship with somebody that obviously doesn't like you? So how is that going to go? How are you ever going to win when this person's never given you a chance and your husband knows it or your wife knows it? And you shouldn't be shamed into a relationship with somebody that doesn't like you, you don't like, because you're trying to keep peace in the family, you're trying to make your husband happy or your children happy or whatever it is, or you want to be part of the family celebrations like Christmas and, holidays like that, and you don't want to be left out. But the truth is, if you do go around these people because you don't want to be left out, is that you are just traumatizing yourself. You are causing your own abuse. And it took me many years to figure that out. So don't think that I'm, being condescending or anything like that. It took me many years to figure out that being around these people during happy times did nothing but harm to me. It was a wrestling ring for them to beat the crap out of me in front of everybody and embarrass me. And so there was many times that they invited my family to go eat with them, and I told my husband straight up, nope, not. If you want to go, fine. And sometimes he did go. But then over time, what I noticed is that if he went by himself, his mom or both of his parents would slander me the whole time and make him feel like it's not a big deal to get divorced or before we're married to break up, and saying things like he could do so much better, they don't understand why he's with me, and just like saying all these nasty things. But yet when I'm around them, they didn't act like that. And the reason why I know the things they say is because my husband is my best friend and he tells me everything to protect me. But you might be thinking, well, he's not protecting you against his parents. But honestly, he is. He is protecting me. But you have to understand that even if your husband goes up against the narcissist, it may seem like he's not protecting you. And sometimes he really doesn't. So I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Like, my husband didn't protect me at first, but over time he did. And even when he wasn't protecting me, he was still telling me everything his parents was saying about me. And that's a good man right there, because I think he already knew how his mother and father were. And when you have a man that is willing to tell you these things and protect you, the unfortunate part is he may not really be able to protect you, because the husband is constantly looking for affection and acceptance from his parents. He can forget about his wife But you have to remember this. He's been looking for that acceptance a lot longer than you've been around. That's the problem. And so sometimes your husband can say, well, what's more important? My wife or that acceptance? And their wires get crossed. But when your husband starts waking up to the truth, which it took my husband a long time. I keep getting emails saying, well, I've only been with my husband for 2 years or 5 years, and he's not standing up for me. Girl, I know what you're saying. But I don't think that is enough time to actually wake your partner up. At least not for me. Even though, my husband was aware of the situation, did say stuff, but the way he said it was very timid. So, they didn't really get the point. Now, lately, he's been laying the law down, and he actually slammed his hands on the table, telling them, this is my wife, and you're not going to do this anymore. And, of course, his mom was crying and everything, but it took years for me to see a difference in his behavior. And I think mainly that's because especially if you don't see the narcissist all the time, it's hard to pinpoint different things that they're doing and show your husband this is what they're doing. Because if they're only doing something once a year, well, that can kind of be thrown out the window by your husband. But if they're constantly doing stuff, then eventually they will see. So it could take a little bit of time for, your husband to actually wake up, or your wife, whatever. But unfortunately, golden children, I don't know what's about them, but they don't wake up. And I can tell you, many women I've talked to are in divorce, or they are totally being mistreated. And their husband is a golden child. Fortunately for me, my husband is a forgotten child. I'm sorry, a scapegoat / forgotten child. Okay? And I think it's easier to wake those, people up than it is a golden child, just because the golden child has a totally different experience from the narcissist than the scapegoat or the forgotten child. And so even though the golden child is actually manipulated more by the narcissist than the other two, because the golden child perceives the narcissist different, they will never understand the forgotten or the scapegoat child, and they just won't understand what they're going through. And especially, they will never understand what their spouses are going through. And so, because the scapegoat and forgotten child has been mistreated so badly by the narcissist, and then you come into the picture and you're being mistreated, a lot of the times the scapegoat or the forgotten child will wake up a lot faster than a golden child. A golden child is almost impossible to wake up to the truth. It's almost impossible. A lot of them won't even go to therapy. They won't even go to therapy because they see nothing wrong with their mother or father, or they know and they don't want to hear it because they're going to protect their mother or father anyway. They don't give a damn. But this is kind of all over the place. But anyways, so when you're dealing with the aging narcissist, and excuse me, this video, it really is all over the place. When you're dealing with the aging narcissist over time, it's just the battle gets worse. So what you can do, this is a how-to video. I just have a lot to say. How to deal with them, how to handle them, is that you don't care what they have to say, even with age and the worse they get. The worst thing you can do to a narcissist's self-esteem or ego is ignore them. And you never, ever take any of their decisions or opinions seriously. You live the life you want, when you want, where you want. Don't matter what anyone has to say. This is the problem, is that you're giving your narcissist too much credit in your life. This is why they keep doing what they're doing. And the older you get, you start having children and all this, and they think they can come in and control all that. No, honey. That ain't happening here. You want to ruin everyone else's life, that's fine, but you're not ruining mine. And this is the type of attitude you have to approach these people with, because if you don't, they will railroad you. I'm serious. And my in-laws, they tried to railroad me for 22 years. And I let them for at least a decade. I let them. Because at first I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I didn't even know what narcissistic abuse was. But I knew something was terribly wrong with these people. And I started having the mentality of, whatever, I don't care what you have to say what you want about me, do what you want, don't give a damn, whatever. Start ignoring them. And that enraged the narcissist. That's when they really started putting the D word, the divorce word, into my marriage. Because they knew I wasn't tolerating that crap no more. And that's what you have to prepare yourself for, is that when you do approach these people with this type of attitude, prepare. Because it's going to get so much worse before it gets better. That's really the truth. And I started using... Because look, I went into therapy trying to figure this out. Well, the therapist talks about your feelings, but they don't tell you how to manage a narcissist. They don't tell you what to do. That was the problem that I had with therapy, and I quit it. So what I started to do was research a lot, study up on it, and then I created my own techniques in handling the narcissist. And a lot of them worked, some didn't. And the ones that didn't work, I didn't put back into use. And I used my narcissist literally as a guinea pig. I actually just emailed someone about this, the guinea pig. I used the narcissist as a guinea pig. And as nerve-wracking as it could be, I started treating her differently in different ways. And I was getting different outcomes. And I liked the outcome when it enraged her. Because I knew it really got under her skin. And so these are the things that you can do to protect yourself, is finding different techniques and with the narcissist. And let me tell you, if you get a negative reaction from a narcissist, you're winning. That's horrible to say, isn't it? That's horrible. Because no one should say, oh, you're winning when you enrage someone. But the thing is that the narcissist is manipulating you the whole time. So if the narcissist is being nice and cheerful, she's doing that because you have something that she wants. So when you make the narcissist enraged and be nasty, she's showing her true colors. And so you're winning because you want people to see who the narcissist is, so people can stop looking at you like you're the problem. You see what I'm saying? And also what I noticed is when you enrage the narcissist, they quit messing with you because they don't want nothing to do with you because you enraged them. And mainly because they know that you know who they are. You figured them out. And so they become frightened of you because you might expose them. This is all a psychological BS mind game they play. Emotionally torture they play. But when you start, your new little techniques, which, I do help a lot of people with those techniques. But when you start using these techniques, the narcissist is going to be caught off guard because they don't expect you to act like that. They expect you to act the way that they want. But when you start having a mind of your own, attitude of your own, and not giving a damn anymore, they really do start to kind of be shocked that you're behaving like that. And they don't like people that don't listen to them. So you don't listen to them. They're not going to mess with you too much. At first, they're going to go overboard and mess with you a lot until you get back in line. But once they see that you're not back in line, they will lay off a little bit. It happened with me. Now, it took a while. Well, but once the narcissist saw, I don't respect you and I don't give a damn what you have to say anymore, she did go silent. She did, because she knew that I was standing up for myself and I was no longer going to tolerate her. And I also told her that I was tired of her narcissistic personality. So I definitely called her out. But anyways, just prepare yourself for the aging narcissist and use the narcissist as a guinea pig and try out different methods in, protecting yourself and showing the narcissist, no, I'm not going to play your game anymore. Sorry you feel that way, but I feel differently. All right, my son's coming out of school. Peace, love, and harmony. See you guys later.